Welcome to AEA. With Advanced English Acquisition, learning English is as easy as ABC. And today we're talking about Track A, Advanced English Acquisition Strategies. This is video 2. Today we're talking about voice. Just to introduce you to the way it works, the box on the left is the information zone. The blue box at the bottom, that's where we'll have some interesting questions for you. And the big black box is for videos and images. Just another piece of information. You will occasionally see this, the blue screen. When you see this, please feel free to pause the video and read through the material. We don't necessarily have time to discuss in detail all the information that we want to give you. So today we're talking about acquisition strategies for voice. Our voice is the most important tool we have for delivering the spoken word in English. It is important not just to focus on what we want to say, but also to pay attention to how we want to say it. So, what is voice?
Hi, my name is Jock Howson and I'm from 4c.com. Welcome to AEA, Advanced English Acquisition, and welcome back to Track A, where we look at some of the different acquisition strategies we can use to improve our English. This is video 2 in the series, and today we are introducing the idea of voice. But it is important to understand this is just an introduction. As you probably know by now, AEA is a coaching system designed to help you to improve your English. These videos are designed to give you some ideas about how you can improve, but they are not necessarily going to be enough to get you to where you want to go. If you find them helpful but need to know more, then drop me an email and we can talk about what you need and what AEA might be able to help you with. I mention this because it is particularly true of voice. In this video, we will introduce you to the basic concepts of voice, and we will cover it some more in later lessons. But like all of English, mastering your voice does require patience, and it does take practice. Anyway, let's dive into the lesson and talk about your voice.
So, what we're actually going to do, first of all, is listen and watch a video. This is to let you know what voice is like. Listen carefully to this video. Don't worry too much about what is said, about the actual words. Listen rather to how it is said. Think about how the actor delivers his complex and difficult lines. He has mastered the use of his voice. So, what do you think about this voice?
I can assure you I mean you no harm.
Who are you?
Who? Who is but the form following the function of what, and what I am is a man in a mask.
Well, I can see that.
Of course you can. I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is.
Oh, right.
But on this most auspicious of nights, permit me then, in lieu of the more commonplace sobriquet, to suggest the character of this dramatis persona. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Are you like a crazy person?
Okay, interesting, very complicated, but beautifully delivered. Great voice. Let's listen to it one more time, and this time we'll have the words to accompany it. Once again, do not worry too much about what all these difficult words mean. This is not a vocabulary exercise, but read the words with the actor and listen rather to how it is said. Focus once again on the actor's voice.
I can assure you I mean you no harm.
Who are you?
Who? Who is but the form following the function of what, and what I am is a man in a mask.
Well, I can see that.
Of course you can. I'm not questioning your powers of observation. I'm merely remarking upon the paradox of asking a masked man who he is.
Oh, right.
But on this most auspicious of nights, permit me then, in lieu of the more commonplace sobriquet, to suggest the character of this dramatis persona. Voila! In view, a humble vaudevillian veteran, cast vicariously as both victim and villain by the vicissitudes of fate. This visage, no mere veneer of vanity, is a vestige of the vox populi, now vacant, vanished. However, this valorous visitation of a bygone vexation stands vivified, and has vowed to vanquish these venal and virulent vermin, vanguarding vice and vouchsafing the violently vicious and voracious violation of volition. The only verdict is vengeance, a vendetta, held as a votive not in vain, for the value and veracity of such shall one day vindicate the vigilant and the virtuous. Verily, this vichyssoise of verbiage veers most verbose, so let me simply add that it's my very good honor to meet you, and you may call me V.
Are you like a crazy person?
So now let's think about your own voice when you're speaking your native language. Is it always the same? Do you sometimes change your voice? Why? Why do you change your voice? When do you think about your voice? Well, perhaps it's when you're doing some public speaking, making a speech, doing an important presentation, talking to a large group of friends or colleagues. Quite often, we change our voice when we have something important to say. Indeed, almost everyone changes their voice at some time, usually when it is very important that the audience understands what they want to say. It is just as important to do the same when you are speaking English. So once again, when do you think about your voice?
Hello again. I am, of course, an English teacher and an English coach. Whenever I make one of these videos, or talk to a student, or deliver a class, I modify my voice to suit the audience and the material. This becomes a natural part of what every English language teacher does. But for me, it comes from much further back. I used to be in business, flying around the world, doing deals and signing contracts, and doing high-powered presentations to some very senior international business leaders. And even before that, I was in the British Army, and the Army actually trained me in how to use my voice for command and control. So I became pretty expert in managing my voice. You can too. When you're first learning English, you can't really worry about your voice or about your delivery, because you're still, quite correctly, worried about what you're actually saying and which words to use and what they actually mean, and about all the rules in English. And so, unfortunately, as you continue to learn, even though you might think about pronunciation, it is very difficult to manage your voice in the same way that you manage your voice in your native tongue. But as we have seen, everyone does manage their voice some of the time in their own language. And one of AEA's focuses is on helping you to use those same voice management skills when you are speaking English. A big part of voice management is about sounding confident to your audience. And we believe if you sound confident, it helps you to feel confident. And if you feel confident, you can speak better and deliver what you say more clearly and more powerfully. Exactly the same is true when you're speaking English as a foreign language. If you can create your English voice, one which is clear and fluent and easy to understand, then you can sound more confident and actually be more confident when you're speaking English. And a large part of your battle to communicate in English is won. That's how important voice is. If you can create, adopt, and use the English language equivalent of the voice you would use to do a presentation to your boss's boss's boss, then you're starting to master the delivery of clear and compelling English. AEA can help you to create your English voice so that whenever you are speaking in English, you are speaking as clearly and as powerfully as you can.
So, what do you think about your English voice? AEA can help you to create your English voice so that whenever you are speaking in English, you are speaking as clearly as you can. Now, we're going to start that process right now. All of these videos finish with a few challenges. And here we have AEA Challenge 1. In the information box on the left, we have problem areas with our voice, accent, pronunciation, fluency, things you're familiar with. But it also includes problems with structure, structuring what it is you say, accuracy of your sounds, intelligibility to the audience. But it also includes things like body language. A large percentage of what you say is supported, shall we say, by your body language. And to speak properly, to use your voice properly, you have to learn how to breathe. We haven't got time to do all of these today. Hopefully we'll do most of them in these lessons over the next few weeks and months. Today though, we're going to start your voice exercises, but actually we're going to start in your native language. What I want you to do is to translate this short English speech into your native language. Now, we're going to use a blue screen here to make life easier. Feel free to pause the video and translate this simple short speech into your native language. I'll read it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is... put in your name. Welcome to this annual conference on the future health and welfare of our society here in beautiful, wherever your country is. Over the next few days, we will be talking about ecology, the push towards greater recycling and how we can use less energy, produce less pollution, use more local resources and still ensure the health, wealth and prosperity of our future generations. To present the keynote speech, please welcome His Excellency President V.M. Portant, or whoever your senior figure is. Translate this speech into your native language, replacing the information in brown with the correct names for where you come from. So, now we have AEA Challenge 2. I want you to deliver this short speech in your native language. Imagine you're standing in a large conference hall in front of an audience of very important people. Deliver this speech in your native language, focusing on using your voice in the way you would if you had to do this for real. So don't simply read it. Turn it into an important and emotional speech to a group which you really want to impress. If you can find a real audience to listen to you, that's great. If not, deliver it to yourself in a mirror. The mirror is your audience. But remember, record yourself. And then we can move on to AEA Challenge 3. Deliver this short speech in English. Now, the reason that we're doing it this way is you are now completely familiar with this speech, both in English and in your own language. But now I want you to deliver it in English, using the same kind of voice control that you used when you were delivering it in your native language. So once again, imagine you're standing in a large conference hall in front of an audience of very important people. Deliver the speech in English, focusing on using your voice in the way you would if you had to do this for real. Turn it into an important and emotional speech. Speak loudly, slowly, and clearly. Focus on saying every word as clearly as you can. Then listen to your speech and ask yourself this question: how could I have done that better? One of the big tools we use in AEA is recordings. You can record yourself on your mobile phone or on your computer at home, saying something and then listening to it and thinking to yourself, how could I have done that better? That's a good way to improve your English, and we'll do more on that in a later video.
That's it for this particular lesson. The key point is this: if you can develop a voice which you can use when you're reading some English material you understand and are comfortable with, then over time you can take that voice and use it to deliver English which you are creating in your head, conversational English. A big part of AEA is about helping you to think in English, as that hugely helps your ability to communicate clearly and easily. This, coupled with the confidence you find in being able to speak well in your English voice, will help you to be able to communicate with almost anyone or any group on almost any subject, and to do so confidently. That is our aim for you.
So, if you want to get hold of me, then just send me an email, jock@4c.com, and if you want any more information on advanced English acquisition, why not visit our website at www.4c.com. I look forward to giving you a few more challenges over the coming weeks and months.